Leaving the headlight on my head. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. There's several lessons to be learned here. One, always have a backup. When I came out here last night, I had gotten, they got it free with something, I don't know what it was, but a little 1 liter pump fire extinguisher. I had a 2-gallon one in my trailer, but I thought, oh, this will be just the right size. Hose it down. That wasn't quite enough. So, backup. I always have backups. Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce Indians they always had 3 ways of doing everything: food, water, everything. 3 ways to get water, 3 sources of water, three ways to store food, 3 ways to carry food. Anyway, that's a Solo, German-made, back when I got it. S-O-L-O, Solo backpack sprayer. It has stood me through the test of time many, many, many times. It's about a 3.5, 4-gallon sprayer. And as I used that one, I thought, oh gosh, when I filled it, I put it in the greenhouse. I figured, well, I might need it someday with water. And unfrozen. Managed to not freeze it over the years. And this one, my son said, first time we used it, it's a still $300 backpack sprayer, 7-gallon or 4-gallon, whatever. They swatted one of them swatted the other one with the wand and broke it, so it just sat for 6 years, I don't know. And finally we got it repaired, and it's still working. Blue indicates that it's Bill's. I said, look, if you get that thing fixed up, you can have it. So it's here. So anyway, that was in the man cave. He had water in it. It was freezing that night. There was ice in the thing. Would have been $600 down the tube. Backup. So I'm using the backpack sprayer over here. And finally I'm like, the heck with it. Not going to happen anymore. Because something in there, I don't know what, and I don't know why. I don't think there's any wood in there, but it's still smoldering. Which, by the way, damage report, that's what it looks like right now. And this is still smoldering, and I know what that is. That's the inner casing that was, the one that goes up there, still burning away. And then as I saw that, I come over here and I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. Same thing on this side. So they're from the other side, and I really don't want to take them out. I'm just going to encase them and let them burn. So, backup garden hose. I don't know what else we got. Another. And these coil things are pretty cool. They want to kink on themselves all the time, but I have a snake one. I like it a lot. Looks like a snake. You turn the water on, and you're like, ah, black snake. No, it's a black hose. They should make them a bright color so you don't think that. Anyway, look at that. That thing is cooking in there. Now, had we poured this, made the casing a little bit different or something, this all would have been avoided, because this would have been, the idea was this was going to fill in with aircrete, and it did not. So, and I'm sure I've splashed the fire brick at points, but it has not showed any evidence of exploding or cracking from heat and water, which I'm very thankful for. The stuff is incredible. I mean, I hate that word. Incredible means I don't believe, but it's good stuff. Okay, so figure I might as well get this on film. Avoid complications. Build it out of fire brick and all non-combustible materials. Out to about a foot, I'm thinking. Don't have any combustible materials within a foot of that. Because the fire brick is heat retentive. It's made for kilns. And like I said, a little lesson for everybody in the world. Acme Brick in Springfield, Missouri, I asked him, do you carry the other kind of fire brick? And he goes, what other kind of fire brick? I said, the insulating kind. I didn't know there was any such thing. So here's a company that's a multi-million-dollar business. In fact, every went in there, I felt like, gee, I'm not a millionaire. They don't want to talk to me, But anyway, they have, I don't know, several $1 million worth of product right on hand. So anyway, there's insulating fire brick. That's like aircrete brick, and it floats, and it looks the same size as that stuff, but it's porous. It's got air chambers in it, and basically it's aircrete for all practical purposes. That one's not smoking, this one still is. So anyway, I'm going to keep hosing it down, but just, some lessons there. Anybody wants to do this, don't do what I did. Do what I say, don't do as I do. But it's been fun. Another thing too, Bill told me last night that David Ray had said, because he had been to a rocket stove build in Lawrence, Kansas, with David Yarrow, really big, green power and natural, back to nature stuff. In fact, his last name is Yarrow from the herb. But he had said that David Ray had said to Bill that every rocket stove is a prototype, and he had told Bill, I hadn't heard this, I heard that. He said that to Lola and Shirley, but he had said to Bill, every rocket stove is a prototype, and he will have to rebuild it. And Bill at the time thought, oh, come on. Well, he was right. So, there is a rebuilding, and I had planned to, like I said, rebuild that and rebuild the casing out here. I think I will. But in this case, that's a better shot of that down there. I'm guessing 2.5 inches, full 2 inches anyway. So it'll be right up against that block and aircrete and just poured right in there, so it'll penetrate into the block. And I'll also make a casing, and so because it self-levels, it will, if I do it right, it will go in there and completely encase everything in between that. So this one here, what's burning off down in that gap in there. Stick the camera in there like I use the camera for, yeah, see. That's still burning away, but it's no big deal. There's another screw. Oh, I was wondering about the pile of deck screws. I thought that was kind of weird that there were that many screws. Oh, it was the plastic box they were in, which is another lesson, people. I was at a place one time with a Vietnam vet, hardcore. I seen him on YouTube. He's on the Arizona border protecting our country. But 74 years old right now, if he's still alive. And there was a choice, he was getting something, and I said, this is really neat, it's plastic. And he looked at me dead in the eye and he goes, plastic goes away. Well, plastic goes away. Had that been in a stainless steel container, I would not have had a pile of bolts or nuts or whatever. Deck screws there, wondering why there's such a big pile of deck screws. So, I owe Bill one of the little yellow containers. So anyway, that's another lesson there. Buy metal. If you're going to buy a cup for camping, buy stainless steel. Do not buy aluminum. If you're going to buy a camping stove, and it's a choice between aluminum and stainless steel, get stainless steel. Because there is a stove made out of aluminum and somebody used it and it burned a hole right through it the first time. If you're going to buy a cup, you want to have a container for cooking. What are the 5 C's of survival in the wild? Combustion, cutting, cordage, cover, and container. Okay? Memorize those. If you have those things, you can do about anything. Have a good knife, have a way to start a fire, several ways to start a fire. There's 17 ways to start a fire without a match. There's a video out, 19, 20, 30, 40, So you have to have a cover, some kind of a shelter, preferably a wool or a poncho, something like that you can use as a blanket and cover, jacket, everything. You want to have cordage for tying things, making a shelter out of, tying branches together for a shelter, and a container for heating water in. So with those things, you'll be all right. And I'm telling you, a lot of you people are going to be out there in the wild wondering what in the hell to do with yourself to stay alive, and somebody listening to this may not stay alive because they haven't listened. So I'm begging you, listen. Learn some things about survival out in the wild, because some of you are going to be in the wild. Wondering about how to defend yourself against feral hogs and wolves and coyotes and coy wolves and pythons and anacondas, boa constrictors, mountain lions, what other kind of bizarre crazy thing they've introduced into our ecosystem just to help with nature, stay alive and all that, you know. Anyway, a lot of predators out there, and most of them will be on 2 feet. So take care of yourselves. This is Jerry Dime with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant. Blah, blah, blah. They don't say blah, blah, blah. Still smoking. That is not going to get, probably not going to go out. And I might chip the brick out and like really hose that down probably next. But I got to get that, I don't have to get the pipe out. The board pulled out good. Neither of them were drilled in because there was nothing to drill them into. Thank heavens. I was able to pull that one out. All right. Time to work on the damper. Clean up my mess here. I thought I'd spray the stuff down and see what floats. That was the phraseology in my mind. This is, that's probably Portland. But anyway, yep, that's Portland and perlite on top there. Floating. Rock a little bit. There you go. Rice Krispies. They erased it. I poured that. Says, it looks like Rice Krispies. It floats like Rice Krispies too in milk. Anyway, what a mess. What a mess, what a mess. Yes, it's a prototype. All right. See, we're going to have fun. I mean, it's crazy, but I'm learning a lot of stuff. And I'm trying to teach everybody, so listen up. I'm going to leave those 2 chunks there. I can just coat over them. Everything else I threw in the bucket and figured I might be able to mix it back into solution. It's still pretty malleable. It's about like the consistency of Play-Doh. So it might remix and reuse. Across the front there, I pulled the wood out. It was going to burn. Or, you know, just... Anyway, that's it. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. What a mess this world is in. I wonder who began it. Don't ask me. I'm only visiting this planet. Doot, 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 doot. A little bit of 1973 Larry Norman. All right. Good night. God bless. Yahweh bless you all and keep you and make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. And bless you as you travel and bless you as you are searching for water and shelter, food. May his angels bear you up in their hands lest you dash your foot against a stone. A benediction is a good speaking. Good speaking. Bene, good, beneficial, speaking, diction, dictator, dictatory, dictionary, good words. So I'm speaking good words over people. I read a book called Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, and at the end of the book he became a speaker for the dead, and I thought, man, that's what I am. I'm a speaker for the dead. People just haven't died yet. And I thought, no, I want to be a speaker for the living, and so I try to speak good things over people's lives, and they will come to pass. Our words are very powerful. Our Father is a creator, and he created us in his image, and image means to do the work of, to imitate, to reflect, to go into the office and put your, not like our non-president-in-chief puts his feet on the desk just to denigrate the authority of the office, but to go in and do the work of, sit at the desk and do the work of. That's the ancient Ugaritic Hebraic meaning of that word. Michael Heiser, professor of ancient Semitic languages at University of Wisconsin-Madison. The Facade, read it, The Facade by Michael Heiser. It's about the coming disclosure, full disclosure of aliens. Oh, big bad aliens. So, they don't exist, people. They do not exist. They are Nephilim. They are fallen angels. They are here to deceive, and they are deceiving everyone. And they're calling the shots, they think. The puppet master above them is our Father in heaven, Yahweh. So, hallelujah. All right, I hear Jack squawking. Shirley's probably coming up here to bust me. All right, we'll see you. Blessings on everyone. Good night. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. All right, bye.